Dear students, good morning. Welcome to Law Excellence IAS. Let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 10th October 2020. The first article for discussion is the US election just became more uncertain. In this article, author is trying to explain the uncertainties associated with present election. Along with this, he also explores various presidents who failed to win for the second term in office. So that second part, the history of the presidents, that is not required for us in this exam, but we try to understand what are the uncertainties that is there before US election today. So two major uncertainties are this. One, President Trump is diagnosed with COVID-19. Second, postal ballot is used this year to conduct the elections in US. In USA, elections have a fixed period and time. It means that on January 20th, the president has to swear in. So the schedule is always fixed. So postponement of the elections or changing the schedule of the elections, there is no clarity. The second part is, if president in office dies, then there is a procedure for succession. This is brought in by 25th Constitutional Amendment Act and also Presidential Succession Act. Vice President is the next person who takes over. After that, Speaker of the House of the People, they takes over. Like that, there is a succession. But while the campaign is going on, if a president succumbs, then what is the procedure? So, can they defer the time period? This is not clear. As President Trump is diagnosed with COVID-19, if something happens to him, how the election race has to move forward, there is no clarity in the American system. Second, postal ballots. Trump rejected these postal ballots and he is expressing a lot of doubts. And many of the Republican governors, they are creating all hurdles for making these postal ballots not to work. Many of the citizens in the states like Florida, which are major swing states, they are unable to register their votes within the time period. In this scenario, President Trump also has clearly stated that if any adverse outcome comes in the elections, if he loses the election, he may not accept the outcome of the elections. Then, in those contexts, what is the way out? So, in this way, the author is trying to say that these elections in United States of America are very divisive and also very uncertain. The second point which is explored in this article, which I want to clearly explain you, is popular vote and the person who wins the election, they may not be the same. In the last election, Hillary Clinton got more votes, but President Trump has won the election. How it happens? In presidential election in USA, electoral college is divided across the states. The president who won that particular state will get all the electoral college from that state. Total 538 seats are there in the electoral college, which is distributed across the states. In such a scenario, though you may win the popular states with great majority, if you fail to win more number of states that have got higher number of electoral college, you may not become the president. So that's why there is a chance that in spite of winning the more number of votes, a person need not become the president in the United States of America. It is because the federal structure allows for the states to vote for the president. There is an electoral college in every state to vote for the president. If a president wins the state, all the votes in that electoral college of that state will go to that particular candidate. That's how it goes on. The next is the right balance. Yesterday you heard that Supreme Court stated right to protest of the citizens have to be balanced with right to commuters for free movement. And Supreme Court also stated that designated places have to be there to conduct protest. And third point, what it has said, spontaneous leaderless protests, these are creating more problems. These are the 3 points highlighted in yesterday's judgment. Now let us analyze this. First, sudden organic protests are being fueled today by social media. And second, these organic protests are unplanned. So today, after Supreme Court gave this judgment, administration can take a higher hand, can immediately illegitimize these protests. And most of these protests are led by young people. The second part is effectiveness of a protest also comes from the place where the protest is happening. Let me put it this way. If a protest is happened before assembly, parliament, or to that extent secretariat, it attracts the eyes of the media, attracts the eyes of the people and also the people in power. So, a designated place is earmarked for protest and it is away from the power center, away from the city, the voice will not be much counted. So, people in power can do this. They can simply keep a designated place outside city where the people can go and protest there and no one bothers about them. So, remember another thing. The judgment of the Supreme Court can give a strong or support to a strong arm of the state against protest. We need to be careful about it. The next article, Killing Love with Caste Pride. This article talks about honor killings. We saw them before in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, and today this is reported in regard to the honor killing in Telangana. So marriage between consenting adults is their right. And parents cannot interfere with that. Parents can only influence that. But there is no law supporting these young birds. At the philosophical or principle level, that is their right to life. So, a new law need to be enacted, such as prevention of interference with freedom of matrimonial alliances by the parliament. So, that is a clear legal vacuum for the police to act. And second, existing mechanisms, whatever we have created, these need to be effective. What are the mechanisms that are existing? In every district, we have a special cell to deal with these marriages. Third, in the existing legal framework, when two teenagers marry each other, immediately what the parents do? They file a case on that boy saying he has kidnapped their daughter. So misuse of the law is rampant. Many a times police establishment, political interference complicates these things further. So a strong law or an effective law will bring in a great change. It will also give direction to the law enforcement officials how to act over here. And finally, there is no honor in honor killings. That is misword. If you talk about honor, that nomenclature involves accepting the intentions of the person who did this crime. So that's why calling these as honor killings itself is wrong. What is the basis for these killings? One, caste, class differences, and most of all, patriarchal hegemonical thinking, that is the basis for this honor killings. Next is saving lives under the long shadow of the pandemic. This pandemic has confined the people to closed spaces for very long. Because of this, we are seeing the psychological disturbances, anxiety, depression, rise in suicides across the countries. India is not an exception. So, how to fight this suicide? Author clearly states that compassion is an important thing over here. And a person who has got mental illness or issues with his life, he has to actively seek support. Actively seeking support shall get acceptance from the society. The biggest problem with the mental illness is lack of acceptance from the society. So, when the people are ready to seek support, the society has to come forward to render, to give its hand. Compassion and empathy are the two words that can save the lives of the people. People do not die for the sake of dying. They die because they are not able to live their life to happiness. That is the point we need to remember. Next is RBI forecasts end to contraction by Q4. Mr. Shaktikant Das, he has clearly stated that India can see green shoots by the fourth quarter. But he also says that a contraction of 9.5% is expected in GDP. World Bank also has said that 2 days back. Second, accommodative stance of monetary policy is expected to continue even into the next year. It means monetary policy stance is given and there is a clarity to investors and also to the people. Finally, RTGS payments are being made 24/7 and key policy rates are unchanged by RBI to keep the monetary policy stance accommodative. Next is Supreme Court questions NCPCR on repatriation of children. What is this NCPCR? National Commission for the Protection of Children. Recently, Supreme Court has asked them look into repatriation of children who are stationed in child care homes to their families. See, why these people were being brought to child care homes in the first place? Probably the home environment is not very safe for them to live. Our parents are too poor to take care of their children. In this case, NCPCR took a drastic step to send all the children from child care homes back to their families. Be careful over here. We have to see this on a case-to-case basis. If there is a child abuse or there is no proper care to the child, sending them back to home is going to be brutal onto the psyche of the children. So that's why Supreme Court, what it has asked NCPCR is to consider these things on a case-to-case basis. Next is DRDO test anti-radiation missile. So this is the first indigenous developed anti-radiation missile. Its name is Rudra M1. In this case, what is anti-radiation missile? Let us take an enemy is tracking our aircraft. So first we have to neutralize that particular radar. So to neutralize the radar or radiation emitting sources, we use this particular missile. Finally, China's remarks on Quad. China slams Quad as a closed clique. Remember, China is calling Quad as Asian NATO. It is also using the word that it is increasing the US influence on Asian soil. Remember, only the United States of America named China after the discussions. Mr. Pompeo did that. Either India or Japan or Australia did not use the name of China. They clearly raised the concerns on maintaining rules-based world order, freedom of navigation, and peaceful resolution of disputes in the region. On the other hand, Mike Pompeo has stated the Communist Party of China's authoritarianism, corruption, coercion need to be fought. So the naming has happened only with the United States of America. Yesterday also we saw that the Quad will be successful to the extent the US limits itself. If US starts dominating Quad, it becomes again a problematic to the other countries. These are the discussions for today. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Ram Babu for Law Excellence.